Hello and welcome back to Refle's anime reviews and discussions. So, I think it's been more than a few weeks since my last review and discussion. I don't know why it's been a while, I just haven't gotten around to recording. But pretty much all my reviews so far and like just every anime I've covered so far I've generally have liked. So I thought this was a good time to just change things up and go talk about an anime I didn't really like because I can't always be positive. So spoilers, I didn't love the show I'm about to talk about. And it is the Familiar of Zero. So I think this is like one of my very first forays, if that's the correct word, into kind of romance slash comedic animes. Yeah, it was like one of the first handful, and it was an interesting show. So I'll be covering season 1 and 2. I think there is a season 3. I don't know. I might watch it. I don't know. Probably not, but we'll see. But the show is about these two characters. Louise, who is a noble in this one land, and she attends a school for the gifted, the nobles that are very gifted. Except for she, unlike everybody else, can't use the 4 magic elements or whatever. And during some day at the academy or whatever, she has to do her familiar ritual, and she summons a person, and that is Saito, who is from Earth. So it's like this weird kind of dimensional thing where he's just in like our regular what we know as Earth, and she's in like another dimension of where it's like all magical stuff and all that. So she summons Saito as her familiar, and from there on out, it's basically about just this conflict in the world. And Louise and Saito's relationship, and Saito trying to get back to Japan, and Louise dealing with her not being able to use magic situation. So basically, just to sum it up, it's like one of the most frustrating like shows I've had to watch, and because the relationship between the two, like, I guess from first 2 seasons, it does like they do have a better relationship, but it's still just, it feels like they really have gotten nowhere, because they still like they both, everybody knows that they like each other, but they still just act like they don't, even though I think season 2 they get married or something. But they still act like they. It was just like, it just felt like really. I'm probably gonna spoil a lot of stuff from this show because I don't think you guys should watch it either way. But they get married, and it just feels like it's like last episode of season 2, I think. And I haven't watched the show in a few years, so my memory is actually pretty decent on the show for some reason, but it still isn't perfect. But it just feels like completely thrown together, and you don't really feel like their relationship has really progressed. I mean, there's like some interesting characters in the show, for most part. The villains actually kind of suck, but it's also sort of like a harem also, because everybody else falls in love with Saito, but Louise is the only one for him, and blah 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 blah. But I mean, at times it can be a funny show. But it's just really frustrating to see like these people like Louise and Saito interact, because every episode they're always angry at each other for something, and then for like 5 minutes in the episode they get along at the end and everything's peachy, and then you just rinse and repeat. I mean, so yeah, I mean the show is it's just really just, you don't feel like anything is accomplished. But I will say it has one of the most badass scenes I've seen in an anime, and that is when Saito, like, we're at war with some country for some reason, I don't remember, and Louise is apparently like a, even though she can't use the 4 magic elements, she knows how to do, I forgot what it's called, but like a certain magic that's like super rare and everything, and that can win the war or whatever. So for some reason, they just like, they're trying to escape this war because they're like, okay, there's a fight. There's a whole bunch of people from the academy and from this country, because there's like multiple countries, and so the side that Louise and Saito are on, like, have to retreat from the fight because at the time they can't win or whatever. So they leave Louise to fight the whole entire army by herself. Which is really dumb. But then Saito, being the guy he is, he tricks her, like he puts like some sleeping stuff in like a drink, and she falls asleep, and he sends her onto the ships that are leaving. It's actually a floating island. If I remember right, a floating giant island that is actually a country. So he's the only one who's left there, and he takes on the whole army by himself. And I forgot to mention, but Saito, he has like he's special somehow. He has like, he can handle a sword or something, like these items. When he comes into contact with them, he can handle them like a master or like a pro. He's just really good at it. And he has like a sword where he's like, at times he can be a really good fighter. So he takes on this whole army of like thousands of enemies, and he takes down thousands of enemies by himself. And then spoilers, he basically dies, but he takes down thousands of enemies, and it's just like, I did not expect that guy to do that, because before that I think he's maybe fought like 2 or 3 times total, and then he just takes down 1,000 enemies. And he basically sacrifices himself, and you think he dies, but you know he doesn't die, because that's not what the show does. But yeah, he doesn't die. But it's a cool scene. It's really badass. I did not expect it, but that's probably the best thing on the show. Season 1 is better than Season 2. Season 2 just feels like nothing ever progresses, and like the enemy is a dragon which moves very slowly, and they just kill him. Oh yeah, they also have like a 1950 or like a World War II airplane they fly around, because why not? Because Saito can use it for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't have much else to say. It's pretty, like, it does nothing special. It has that one badass moment. Like, you just wish and pray that something happens with the relationship, but nothing. I mean, they slowly progress, but it's just like such a slow pace. It's just like, just get on with it. Like, it just goes so slowly that it's just, it just feels like nothing happens. And I don't really like Louise. She's just really annoying. But that should wrap it up. So I'm giving it a new rating system. I'm not gonna do out of 5. I'm doing out of 10, just so I could kind of separate shows a little bit better. So, because I think I gave like multiple 4s out of 5s, and it's kind of hard, like, because some 4s out of 5s are better than other 4s out of 5s. So I'm gonna go out of 10 now. So that should help kind of separate the shows a little bit more. I mean, the show isn't awful by any means, but it's just not good. So I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. I mean, if you're really interested in it, I guess. I mean, you won't. If you're just looking for something to watch for 30 episodes, actually, it's probably more than that, since there's a season 3, and you're just looking for a romantic comedy that nothing ever progresses, this is a show for you. It's not horrible. You're not gonna hate yourself for watching it, but you're not gonna feel like you're not gonna feel like it was worth watching either. So it's definitely not one of my favorites. It's not the worst I've watched, but it's kind of down there. But you know, I gotta change things up. I can't always be like, oh, this show's great. I gotta do some stuff that's like meh or not good at all. So yeah, so let me know in the comments below if you have any shows that you want me to review or discuss. Somebody suggested. Why does it feel like I said that weirdly? I need to figure out who said it. Suggested No Game, No Life. No, wait, No Life, No Game. What's it called again? I need to go back. I need to find this. Because I need to give this person credit. I think it was the Parasite one. Yeah, No Game, No Life. It was from S.R. Cephalot. Sir Cephalot. I don't know how to pronounce it. So, just to let you know, if you're watching this, Sir Cephalot, I have started watching it. And I've gotten through, I think, the first 2 episodes. I've kind of gotten sidetracked by another show, but I will hopefully have that show, have a review up for that within the next few weeks. And it's a show I haven't actually watched, so I'm kind of glad that my first kind of request was a show I didn't watch. So I don't know if he's watched it before, or if he just wants me to review it, so he wants to know if it's good or worth watching. But whatever. So yeah, Familiar 0, 6 out of 10. It's kind of a meh show. But yeah, next time we'll get right back to some good shows, and for the next few weeks I'm going to be focusing on kind of the newer shows from the spring 2015 season. And there's some good shows, and I actually am watching a show right now that I missed from that season, from the spring season, and it's really good. But yeah, so I'll see you next time, and like I said, feel free to request any shows that you want me to review and discuss. Let me know what you thought of the Familiar of 0. If you liked it. I mean, opinions can differ. I mean, there's tons of stuff that people love that I don't, and that's how things are. That's how humans are. So I won't get mad. I can understand. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.